The growth we've seen has been explosive, unprecedented, and historic. In tonight's exclusive Full Circle Earth Week report, ABC Action News reporter Michael Paluska takes us on an urban growth journey from the past to the present and beyond.
I'm Michael Paluska. Well, we just climbed to the top of one of the minarets here on the University of Tampa's campus. We're about 10 stories up, and this is really the most amazing view of the city of Tampa you can get. Here it is, looking out over downtown, the Hillsborough River, and the Riverwalk there. It has grown so much since the 1890s, and the population growth that we're seeing is incredible, and it's having a major impact on our community. This is the Tampa we know and love today. This is a picture from the early 1890s, the former Tampa Bay Hotel towering over an empty city skyline. The flag in the heart of the University of Tampa's campus, one of the few landmarks still in its exact spot today. We climbed and at times squeezed through the guts of the minaret to stand in the footsteps of the photographer who came before. Time changes everything. Could anyone imagine then it would look and sound like this now? There is seemingly no end to our insatiable appetite to expand. What does an urban planner do?
Well, urban planners are like scientists for the built environment.
Stephen Benson is the director of city planning, rethinking the vision of Tampa's future. Rising seas and climate change, the great equalizer, the top of every planner's mind. What worries you about how we can get to these goals, or how we won't get to these goals?
Well, I think the other elephant in the room is our environmental challenges. So how do we make sure that growth and development, not just today, but in the future, occurs in a way that makes sure that if there is a major storm or some type of an event, some type of a disaster, that we're minimizing what that damage is and not putting people in harm's way.
One of your challenges has to be being able to construct and build as fast as all these people are coming here to keep up.
It is, and that's actually, we're kind of at a pivotal moment right now for Tampa. And so now we're shifting from a mix of redeveloping our existing areas and new development to just redeveloping. So just looking at our existing neighborhoods, existing districts, existing corridors, and figuring out where we can have more employment, more housing, and more people.
Our region preparing for even more people. Hillsborough County is in the top 5 for growth. By 2050, estimated to add more than 485,000 people, outpacing Miami-Dade, Lee, and Palm Beach counties. But our entire state is a hotspot. The highest estimate shows that our population is going from nearly 22 million people today to potentially more than 31 million in 2050.
It doesn't take, a planner to look at those numbers and say, well, where are all those people going to live? We're only adding a certain number of homes, but all these jobs. That means more commuting in, that means more need for public transit and mass transportation, more need for bike lanes and trails and other ways to get around besides just getting in your car.
Do you think cities can hit their marks? I've heard goals of doing it by 2040, 2045.
Yeah, if you don't set goals though, can you hit a target? I think that there's still some value in setting a date.
Haley Bush is the outreach director for 1,000 Friends of Florida, a nonprofit founded as a growth management watchdog, working to help people and governments get on the same page.
Our state is kind of lacking, call it vision deficit, right, with what the future of the state should look like. So that's where urban planners, community planners really come in and can step forward and help craft the future, craft the vision. And local governments can do that through their comprehensive planning process.
More people means more traffic. Bush tells me gridlock, flared tempers, and wasted time doesn't have to be our future.
When people go to new cities, new places, even leave the country and experience living in a place without a car or seeing a place that's been able to grow so rapidly and protect their lands, parks, green spaces, I have hope there that once they see it, they realize it can be done in Florida, in their community, and urban sprawl is not the ultimate outcome.
The Howard Franklin Bridge project includes a dedicated bike lane connecting communities in a way never experienced before, opening up green corridors to ride your bicycle, e-bike, or scooter across the Bay Area.
So basically what it is the Howard Franklin Bridge Trail connects the Pinellas Trail, which is part of the Coast to Coast network, to the Courtney Campbell Trail. So in theory, you can access the Coast to Coast network, which goes from southern Pinellas all the way to Titusville.
Justin Hall is the Planning and Environmental Management and Office Administrator for FDOT District 7. As far as traffic goes, can we keep up, do you think, with demand?
I think if we continue to invest the way that we've been investing in all modes, I think that we can keep up. I think that we can meet the growing need with the continued investment in technology and in safety, and in making sure we make smart investments in our infrastructure.
Tampa was a transit-oriented development 100 years ago.
The popularity of the car stopped the trolley in its tracks. In its heyday, the trolley glided south down Bayshore and up to Sulphur Springs. Now we're having to go back in time and fix what we paved over.
So what we're doing is trying to reassemble and recreate that transit-oriented feel and that pedestrian-oriented feel so that you don't have to get into a car to take every single trip around your neighborhood.
Plans are in the works to modernize and expand the streetcar into Tampa Heights, adding 4 miles of track, and its popularity is back. Ridership last month, the highest ever, more than 100,000 trips. And in the future, walkers and bikers will get an additional 6 miles of multi-use paths along the west side of the Riverwalk. What would your dream development look like? The perfect blend of an urban planner.
I think a neighborhood that you can access all of your daily needs without having to get into a car.
So in 100 years, when another photographer peeks through a window heading to the top of the iconic silver-domed minaret, what will they see? What will we become? Only time will tell. In Tampa, Michael Paluska with photojournalist Reed Moeller, ABC Action News.